Sandra.
And I'm Mom.
And this is Millennial and Mom. And today we are back for Married at First Sight Australia, Season 7, Episode 5, with the second batch of the next 6 couples. And all I have to say is, they definitely started off with the bang. So, let's get into the video.
Our first couple is Connie and Jonathan. They're both 27 and they're both unique. They're quirky. I actually think they have a lot in common.
I do too. This has to be the first couple out of all the couples we've seen so far that I legitimately think is going to make it.
I have to agree. Well, Connie is a marine biologist and she says she's been single for 5 years. She's tried dating. She's tried dating apps with no success. She's an introvert. She's shy. She does things by herself, but she doesn't want to do that no more. She wants to do things with someone that she can fall in love with to be her soulmate. And I was like, okay, Connie. And you know what? You can tell that she's a little reserved, things like that, but maybe she's not as popular as the other women on the show. But I like her. Now we see Jonathan. He's 27. He's a little more open. He's a surfer dude. He's a family guy. And one thing he goes on to say is he's looking for a family that he can have of his own. But he also gives the story of his dad, who he's really close to. His dad had a stroke, and he's learning how to re-talk, re-walk, things like that. And he's hoping that whoever she is can be able to deal with those family issues for right now, too.
The two things that I found incredibly interesting about Jonathan, one was the way they spelled his name with an E instead of an A. The second thing is how he noticed that a lot of girls he's seen in his area are usually filled with the Botox, the fillers, and all the other stuff, which had me reminiscent of all the other girls we've seen so far. Like, I want to say 90% of the girls we've seen so far is like that. So it kind of gives you a backstory of what's really going on over there and how it relates to America and how different and how connected him and Connie, I think, is going to be. I am rooting for them.
Well, what Jonathan said was, it's okay to have beauty, but he's looking for someone with brains because beauty fades. I agree. But again, beauty's an eye of the beholder, but Jonathan wants a more wholesome wife or partner, and in Connie, I believe he's found that. Now, Connie's family is interesting, and that's being nice. Her mom is not for this. Her mom's not for the show. She says she don't like Married at First Sight. She's seen it. She thinks it's pretty much a sham. She don't even know why her daughter signed up for this because she's never even had a boyfriend.
Well, that's not what she said 100%. She laughed at her first. Her, and I believe that was her sister, laughed at her, and I was just like, wow, that's so mean and messed up. Because I'm like, yeah, she said she hasn't had a boyfriend in a few years, but you could at least give your daughter encouragement, even though she don't like the show.
Yeah.
Like, she should have separated the two. So now I can see why Connie is more so on the reserve side, and her self-esteem is not quite as high as I think it would have been.
Yeah, because she's a real smart girl, so there's nothing really holding her back. But again, maybe her mom is a little bit more domineering over her personality. Once we get to the wedding, everything is nice. It's always nice, though.
It definitely is.
Jonathan makes his way to the altar. Her mom is looking at him like, Once again, another, you know, who are you? Who is this? Her mom even tells producers, like, this is not going to work. Like, I don't even know why we're here. I'm like, her mom is such a downer. It almost made the wedding just a big, I don't know, like a whirlwind of depression, kind of. But what saved it was her daughter's personality and how much she wanted to exude her happiness, how much she wanted to move on with someone who wants to be with her for her.
And she was talking mess to the camera people in production, saying, oh, I already know you're going to cut this out. You didn't cut out nothing.
Not a thing. While they're saying their vows, it was really nice. I felt a connection from them when they first saw each other. They were laughing, they were joking, and their vows, I know I said this before, but their vows were truly heartfelt. I actually felt that. I did. I just know that connection should last for some time because you can just see it. As we move to the reception, the mom still has this attitude. It's bringing the mood down a little bit. I think Connie could feel it, but she's not trying to direct her energy towards her mom. She knows, she can hear it in her ear, you know.
I think everyone can feel the energy, and that's why Jonathan decided to go introduce himself to her family, and it was just awkward.
Well, her mom made it awkward because, again, her mom's not here for it. Her mom's not here for the show. Honestly, her mom's not even here for her daughter. Just by the way that she talks to her and describes what she's doing with her life. I mean, the girl is going to be a marine biologist. I mean, after Jonathan introduced himself, they go back to the table. They both make speeches to each other, and they're really, really nice speeches. And Jonathan also tells the room about how he's taking care of his dad, and he said that one of the most important people in his life couldn't be there, and that was his dad. And so the room gets emotional, and that's when Connie's mom actually had a break. She had a breakthrough. Temporarily. But she was like, oh, that was so nice. She even came up to the table, was like, oh, that was so nice. I really feel for you. I do believe this couple, once again, will be one that's going to last for quite some time. I really hope that they are still together once we get to the end of the season.
And if not, then I don't even know what to think anymore.
Our final couple on this episode is Yvonne, 30, and Alex, 26. Now, they have a few things in common, but I don't know if these things are going to carry them through. One thing they have in common is their heritage. The background. His family's from Ukraine, hers is from Siberia. That right there, they have a lot of cultural things in common, and they're big on family. The next thing they have in common is they're both strong-willed, sarcastic, and opinionated. I don't know if two strong-willed, opinionated people can be in a relationship because someone's always going to be the top dog or want to be the top dog, and it sounds like everything that they say is condescending, and I just don't know how that's going to work. Yvonne describes himself as, again, opinionated. He said his friends actually describe him as obnoxious. I wonder why.
I think he agreed with that. And as I was watching, I agree with that too. And why I agreed with it was not because of his antics during the taping. It's when he was at his parents' house. As soon as he got to the door, his mom was like, hi. You know, okay, she probably was putting on for the camera because I know my mom would too.
Maybe.
But the way he talked to her was so disrespectful.
It was very rude. But we don't know the dynamics. But what he said was, you know, they treat him like a child. And even if they do treat you like a child, you technically are their child. So I understand what you mean by that you want to be treated like a man. But still, it was condescending, as if he didn't have a filter between friends and family. Like he talked to his mom and dad like he would talk to his friends or maybe someone he didn't necessarily care for.
Right. And then when his mom was at the piano, you know, playing a tune, about to sing, he just shut her down.
He didn't want that. He didn't want that. He didn't want his mom really even interacting with the camera. He was kind of like, just like, talk to me, don't embarrass me, so on and so forth. Now, Alex, she comes from a large family too, but her family is traditional, but traditional to the point where they're not supporting her. And she's upset by this, but she understands because she says that it's time for her happiness. She doesn't care what they think. She wants to do this, so it just is what it is.
But when they finally get to the wedding, Yvonne was late, taking too much time in the bathroom. He knew he had to get to the altar. But when he finally got to the altar, I guess that was her friend or her brother, someone close to her. They saw him and they were like, it ain't it.
Right. It's not it. And why he don't have no socks on?
That's what I was thinking. I can't stand when people don't have no socks on with their shoes.
It's a fashion statement. And you know, earlier I didn't touch on it, but he did say, you know, his lifestyle, you know, he lives a certain lifestyle. He likes the finer things. So I guess that was his fashion statement.
That's going to make your shoes stink, though.
That was his fashion statement. When she walks down the aisle, she's walking kind of fast, though. Did you know she's kind of like walking?
I know. I was like, where's the music? I was like, there's no music going on.
Before they say their vow, they're just having like a regular conversation.
Like they're not there to say their vows.
Exactly. But when they finally do, it was nice. When it gets to the wedding photos, what'd you think?
I thought it was very interesting because Alex was dominating the whole shoot. And Yvonne was just quiet, just letting her take the lead. I was actually very surprised about that and how they were going back and forth with each other. It's like they were cool with it for now, but I don't know how long they're going to be cool with it.
Well, Yvonne come across a little bit diva to me, so that didn't surprise me just by his eloquence and his lifestyle like he wants us to know. Also, when they get to the reception, they're talking again. They're going back and forth in their banter, their sarcasm, things like that. And they was like, huh.
You picked up a new word, banter?
I think, yes. I think you're the female version of me. Well, you're the male version of me. Oh, we're going to be good together. Da-da-da.
People say that all the time. It never works out.
Well, again, this couple, I don't know. Somebody's going to have to step back a little bit and find out why they were a match. I know they're a match based on family, but family and tradition, that's not going to hold them together when both their comments, the way they say things, perceive things is out there with dripping with sarcasm.
Also, as they're going to the reception, they had some good music. I guess I would Siberian music.
I'm not sure which
Eastern
culture.
European music. I don't know what music was, but I was jamming side by side with them.
Me
I need
too.
That on my Apple playlist right now. And when Yvonne's mom decides to introduce herself to Alex, one of the things they found out that they have in common is they both like to sing. So Yvonne's mom decides to sing.
Woo! Why did she do that? Because Yvonne told her before they got married, Mom, don't be embarrassing me. And I guess that embarrassed her. But you know the song she tried to sing, I mean, I guess it was in tune.
But it was funny because other people at the reception was telling her, you know, just live your best life. Do what pleases you, which is true. But I'm sure she was going to do it anyways, whether her son approved or didn't. That was clear to me. But I can definitely see that Alex is going to be the one who's going to be putting Yvonne in check more so than Yvonne, because she let him know, like, you know, I can see you're visibly angry about this. I don't know why. Your parents are here to support you. They love you. My parents are here supporting me.
Yeah.
So what's the big issue if she wants to sing at your wedding? You know, live it up. And I agree with that because what's wrong with her singing? Because one day, as my mom be saying all the time, you're going to wish that she was there singing and doing all the quirky and corny things that you once thought was embarrassing. You know?
We'll have to see if Yvonne calms down. I don't think so. I just think he's ready to be independent of his family, but yet he's trying to have the same morals and values that he grew up with, and they're intersecting right now. I don't know if his life is really met up in the middle where he can have both.
Okay, everyone, so that was the end of episode 5 with the new batch of the first 6 couples. And I like one couple, and I don't really see it working out for another couple. So I'm definitely interested to see what their progression is going to be because I just have no idea.
Well, I'm going to go out and say it. Out of all the couples we saw from the first set of 6 and the second set of 6 for the first 2, Connie and Jonathan, to me, are the ideal match. I am definitely rooting for them. Not saying I'm not rooting for anybody else, but they just seem like the experts got it right.
So let us know what you thought about this week's couples in the comments down below. So make sure you like this video, you share this video to other people who watched Married at First Sight and Married at First Sight Australia, and you also subscribe to our channel.
Thank you for watching, and as always, live simply, be grateful.